Billy, as we sit here today, what is your opinion overall of Dixie Carter?
You know, my life with Dixie sort of had three chapters. My first chapter was I got to know her as a person, and liked her and respected her. I understood she was in an interesting, tough spot. I like many people, I struggled for why this woman who had worked as a publicist, came from a very wealthy family, would want to get into professional wrestling. Much the same thing I get a lot of the time. Like, you're a rock star. Why do you want to be in this messed up business? She caught the bug, or Jarrett worked her, whatever. Whoever knows what the true story is. But to be fair, she caught the bug. She risked her reputation, and she put up a lot of financial money, in varying reports. But certainly her father once told me what he estimated that the family had lost, or at least the parent company, Panda, had lost, and it was significant. So they had made a big commitment. So I was, I guess, empathetic, but also, like many people, I had some influence on her. And back to my Heyman story, I was trying to help her steer the product in the right direction, and she seemed receptive to that. She at least listened, even if she didn't do what I said. But at least there was a sense there was a openness, because Dixie had been in the world. She'd worked for country stars like Dottie West, and because of her background with her family, and because even of her husband's background as a singer, there's a worldliness to Dixie that maybe wrestling fans didn't appreciate. She wasn't just some wrestling mark who came from a wealthy family. Chapter 2 is now I'm in business with Dixie. Now I meet a totally different Dixie. Now I meet the Dixie that's got all that heat. Now I meet the Dixie that's telling me one thing and doing something else. Now Dixie's got people lying to me. Dixie, when I took over the company, in quotations, I technically did, she went behind my back in a bunch, and she burned every bridge so I couldn't even cross it. Mm. She was willing to essentially steal money from me. And we're talking about millions of dollars here. You know what I mean? We're not talking about like a couple $100K. We're talking about serious money, which, ended up with me having to turn on my friend like something out of a Vince Russo angle, right, sue the hell out of her, which I won. They'll say I lost, but I didn't. And how I won? I got every penny back, including legal fees. So that's chapter 2. Goodbye, Dixie. Goodbye, Serge. Goodbye, the whole thing. Goodbye, having dinner with the family around Thanksgiving. I used to stay at the Carter's house. I had dinner with the parents. Every time I go to Dallas, I go see the parents. I mean, I was in the sort of the circle. I wouldn't say it was family, but I mean, I was in the thing. Well, chapter 3, years goes by. I had despite the settlement, I had every opportunity after all that ended, and this was part of my settlement. I did have the capability, if I wanted, to sue Dixie. And I had grounds to sue Dixie beyond the lawsuit. That was part of the settlement. So I thought for a long time about, do I really want to get into this? And it was that thing, like, you can get into when you're, it's like, well, this woman was my friend, but this woman tried to steal millions of dollars from you, right? So you're kind of in this thing. Well, I obviously made the decision not to go there. I kind of moved on. I got very focused on the NWA. I thought, let's just move on. Fast forward to, I think TNA was having, or Impact was having Slammiversary. I was in town, and I just looked on social media. I was like, oh, I could go to the show. It's been a while. Be fun. And I knew Scott D'Amore a little bit. I knew some of the boys that were still working there that I'd worked with. And so I asked, I went through back channels and said, do you mind if I come to the show? I think Scott or somebody wrote me, no problem. You're more than welcome. We'd love to have you. It would be great. Blah, 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 blah. And then I got this note, Dixie's going to be there. So then I had to sit there and think, okay, do I really, because I'm the type of person, if Dixie's going to be there, I don't want to ruin Dixie's night. It doesn't do me any good to show up and be like, I deserve to be here, and who cares how you feel?
Right.
So when I made the decision to go, whoever I was talking to, I said, please let Dixie know I'm not looking for a fight. So I come in peace. We see each other, we hug, we kind of catch up on family stuff, and we went kind of sort of back to chapter 1, where we just kind of skipped over all of chapter 2, and now we're cool. And as you saw recently, she did a promo, for Al Snow's running OVW, and EC3 is doing stuff over there. And Dixie cut a promo that they used for OVW television where Dixie's putting over EC3 being the NWA champion.
Wow.
And she's obviously helping, on some level, putting over the NWA. And it opens the door to, at some point, maybe we could do something, get back into the fun part of the business, which is, because I'll tell you what, strictly for booking, and I hope Kurt appreciates this, me versus Dixie.
Yes.
That would be some good business, man.
Full circle moment, baby.